Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a bonus new moon for the month of April tarot oracle reading. And there we go. Sorry, that is my little cat Stella. She just discovered I'm doing a reading. She was sound asleep in the other room, but she figured it out. Darn it anyway, see? Are you going to be here and you're going to purr for us? Okay. My cat loves the readings. She sits on my lap, so it sometimes makes it a little awkward. Her job is to purr, and she does a great job of it. A purr raises the vibration to healing energy that can actually lower blood pressure. Figure these days we could all use it. She'll settle down here in a second. All right, Cancer, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your birth sign isn't Cancer, and you do have your birth chart, you can look up where Cancer is in your birth chart, and that will give you further clarity as to where this information shows up for you. This is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on back then for you, that might give you more information as to what's going on in your situation now. We're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, and we have the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is basically the official marriage card in the deck. Cancer, are you planning on getting married? This can also be about commitment. It can be about the energy of a partnership or possibly marriage. And this is basically saying that you are at the beginning of the fulfillment. And basically the way I can put it best is you have the down payment for your castle, which is a huge accomplishment, but you still have to make the down payments. You know, someone popped the question, the answer was yes, you're working on the wedding, and then you're going to need to continue working on the relationship so that the marriage itself is fulfilling. All right, good start. And then we have the underlying energy for the internal forces. So there's been some sort of never-ending nightmare in your life. This card is coming up for a lot of people. I feel it's coming up because we're ending a lot of cycles. This new moon that we're moving into on the 17th here is in the sign of Aries, and it's moving from Pisces. So Pisces energy is very, like it's the final sign in the zodiac, and it's more like a senior executive, and it's the energy of water and emotional and a little bit more softer energy, whereas the Aries energy is the very first sign in the zodiac, and it's about like the infant stage. You know, if you ever have ever had a newborn baby in your home, you know, like they're so helpless and tiny, and yet they rule the house. Everybody's schedule changes to accommodate their needs, and that's just the kind of energy. So basically what the way we were doing things before are not working, and this new moon cycle is talking about that. And it's not just like a moon moving from one cycle to another or another sign to another, because it's like the end of the 12 cycles moving into the first again. So a lot of people are feeling like this need for like completion, or you know, for this cycle that they're in to end, and it just feels like it's never ending and it's never going to end. That kind of energy, a never-ending nightmare basically. And so this is when you can't sleep, you know, you're anxious, like when is this going to be over? How is this going to resolve? Like, you know, why can't I fix this problem? That kind of energy. And so it also can mean, though, that enlightenment's coming to you in the wee hours of the morning. Generally between 2 and 4 a.m. is when we get enlightenment. And that's, we might wake up from a dream, and this person could be trying to remember the dream, and these are consisting of consistent steps of action that the universe and God are letting you know this is what you can take. There's cosmic symbols on this quilt, and that represents the energy of the universe has your back. And this is also talking about, if you want to resolve this problem, you're probably going to have to get out of bed. You're going to have to leave your comfort zone and you know, take consistent steps of action to improve the situation you're in. We have the energy of, okay, we have the Three of Cups. So this energy is definitely tied to this energy. A lot of readers take this as a card of celebration. I don't know what it is about me, but I do not take this. It's a celebration, but it's not a celebration of like these three people are not celebrating each other. They're not looking at each other. They're toasting, but they're looking at the cups, and they're actually toasting something that happened, or something that, an event or something like that. And so, the cups represent romantic love, and then they also represent love of your family members, friends, etc., pets. They can also represent something you love to do or something you love to be. So this energy is, in many cultures, particularly in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, they'll freak out on you because they have a very strong superstition there that if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, it causes 7 years bad luck in your love life and theirs. And so they'll be like, look me in the eye. And so if this is about love, there's three people here instead of two. And this energy quite often can talk about that kind of gossip, about that kind of energy, like infidelities and, that sort of thing. And it could be infidelities with partners, not just with, love interests, romantic partners. And then we have the King of Cups. King of Cups has been showing up a lot in my readings in the last couple of weeks. He's the King of Love, basically. So this could be just saying the world could use a little bit more love now. That wouldn't be surprising. And then, but the King of Cups is the most emotionally available of all the kings. He's sitting out in the middle of all this chaotic water, and this is representing in tarot, when there's like rough waves around, it's representing volatile emotions and maybe something chaotic happening in your life. Yet he is really calm. He's sitting out in the middle there. He's neutral. He's just waiting for the waves to subside, and he's ready to get up. You can see he has his right foot forward. So he's as soon as he feels the opportunity is right, he plans to get up and offer this cup of love to someone. And this could be you wanting to offer a cup of love to someone, or this could be someone wanting to offer a cup of love to you. And this energy is talking about, waiting for the proper moment, because he is emotionally intelligent, the most emotionally available of all the kings, and the most stable when it comes to matters of love. And then we have the Six of Wands. So then this is talking about the element of fire. The wands represent fire, passion, taking action. This is, wood feeds fire. So they're made of wood and wands. And this is talking about someone this is a card of victory. And this person has proven to these other people that perhaps were in competition with her that she is the clear leader, and they have to admit it, because she has become a leader because she's been able to rein in her emotions and discipline her mind so that she's been getting a real strong result. And so this is talking about, being a leader and people starting to recognize that. And maybe you're just recognizing that yourself as well. You never know. And so this could represent like a competition, like that was, like an actual competition, like for sporting event or something like that. But it also could represent maybe competing for a promotion at work, or that kind of energy. Something that, having your business, maybe your business went viral, that kind of energy. We have the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is a card showing that, like, basically this person has a heavy load here, and you can tell he's having a hard time getting it home, but he can't see that still, sorry, she's got happy feet. She's torn between eating her breakfast and being up here on my lap and purring. She's just a funny little thing. She's got happy feet so bad, she's in the zone. When cats get happy feet, that it means that they're like in a state of like when they were like with their mothers. It's a a very loving state, and they just feel all this love. So the King of Cups must be having an influence on her. So this 10, she's just like in the zone. So this is 10 of Wands here, is talking about seeds that you planted earlier, actions that you took or maybe you didn't take, actions other people took or didn't take. And this is talking about, now this is the harvest that you're bringing home. A lot of times you may have heard the saying, can't see the forest for the trees. This energy is basically saying that you're so enmeshed in the details, like so up close here, that you can't see the big picture. And he's almost home, and he's almost like giving up, like I'm not going to make it kind of energy. The thing you need to know right now with this new moon energy coming in is put any burdens that don't belong to you down. Put them down now. There's a lot of karma coming in for people. There's a lot of judgment happening on the planet right now. You may have been noticing that. You know, we've had a lot of energy out there when the files were released, and everybody was kind of like, yeah, but there'll never be justice. But we're starting to see some forms of justice come in, and we don't even know what's going on behind the scenes. So God has his own way of, having justice come through. And so this energy, if you have any burdens that you're carrying for other people, you need to put them down, because when the karma hits them, if you're still holding on to the wand, you're going to end up getting hit too. And it might be totally unfair to you, but it's because you're attached to it. You haven't let go. So put down any burdens and keep going. Get home. You're almost there. And then sort through the harvest here and decide what you're going to keep and what you don't want to keep anymore, that kind of energy. We have the 8 of Cups. So this energy is talking, going back to this energy, third party energy in a relationship. This person, after it, this could be like 8 years, 8 cups. There's only 10 cups in the tarot. This is someone who's put a lot of love and a lot of energy into a relationship, and now they're walking away. They're just done. And this energy, we have 5 good years basically here. If we want to look at it years, 5 years, 2 years here. And there's a gap in the middle, and there's a third party energy causing that gap. And so this could, this generally is about romantic love, and it could even be that this person, that you're walking away from a situation, or someone else is walking away, your partner, and they're toasting that because possibly one of them is actually the person that's the third party. And so that's the energy that we have. That's why I didn't have a very good feeling about it. And so this is, and then there's also a lot of gossip and slander and talk about that. So this is representing also the full moon and the new moon. And this can represent the eclipse energy that we just went through on February the 17th and March 3rd. We had 2 eclipses. And those eclipse seasons, they last for about 6 months. And I'm comparing it to a potpourri that you have on the back burner of your stove, and it's just simmering gently there. So you barely notice it, but it's in the background. And after about 6 months, you would notice, like with the eclipse energy, wow, if you look back, you'll notice, whoa, my life really changed a lot. And that could be for the better or for the worse, depending on if you still are carrying the burden and got hit with the karma of the other that belongs to others, or if you walked away. And this also, as I said, can represent someone walking away from you because possibly they want to be with one of these people that's in the third party, and that's what they're toasting. So this energy here is coming in, and it's a rebel with a cause. So the rebel with a cause, this is really interesting because I was just talking about the eclipses, but also on February 17th, we moved into the Chinese New Year of the fiery horse energy. And this is coming up in this reading here. This is Sagittarius energy, the Knight of Wands, rebel with a cause. This energy is very, very similar to the fire horse energy that we moved into on the 17th, on New Year's Day. And it will be with us until the 6th of February, 2027. This is talking about the fire horse energy, and this energy of the Knight of Wands is very similar, love of adventure, someone that is very enthusiastic about life, loves to travel, experience new things, passionate. You know, that's what the wood wand represents. He's got a big red plume on the back of his head here, showing that he has a temper, but he's learned to rein his emotions in, so that, and his passion in, so that he's not doing impulsive moves, actions that could cause problems down the road and cause him to not get what he wants. And so his horse is fighting him a little. The horse represents the energy. In matters of love, this is very passionate and heartfelt. And in the background here, we have the pyramids, which represents love of knowledge, you know, and love to explore the mysteries of the world, that kind of energy. And so this is someone also, the danger of this sign is because it's very fiery. That's why it's called the fire horse energy. And so if you've ever seen a horse get spooked and run with the bit in its mouth, you know, you can run in the wrong way if you get too impulsive. You can run for miles on a horse if it gets spooked and it runs. You can't stop it. All you can do is hang on and pray that it doesn't run into traffic or whatever it's doing. And, you know, it could take a long time for it to slow down. And so it can take you far away from where you thought you wanted to go. And then also, the other danger of this fiery horse energy is setting this energy makes you want to really set high goals, which is really good, but this is like unrealistically high, and there's that you're not giving yourself enough time to reasonably accomplish it without causing a lot of stress. And so this energy, it can cause burnout, you know, burning the candle at both ends kind of energy. And then you don't end up crossing the finish line, or when you do, you're too exhausted to even enjoy it. So that's the kind of where we're at with the internal forces. You can tell it's internal forces because you'll be asking yourself the question, what if this happens? What if they do that? What if I have to do this? That kind of energy, the ifs, the woulda, shoulda, couldas of life. And those are internal forces. Now you have control. You don't have control over what's happening all the time, but you do have control over whether you're going to react to it or respond to it. And so this energy here is talking about, I feel like you feel like there's people out there that are gossiping quite a bit about you. And it's true. But the good news is that people don't gossip about people that are boring, so don't worry about it. Bullies throughout the ages, they have a tendency to have to put other people down to make themselves feel better about themselves. So it's really saying more about them than it is about you. And then we have abundance and self-worth here. So you feel like you deserve love, and you also feel like there's someone that you know that you're interested in that deserves the love, and that you could have love with someone. Like, so we're talking romantic love here, or someone that's really sharing your interests maybe, and you want to start a business and they'd make a really good partner, that kind of energy. This is talking about your communication from early life. You were born to be a leader, and you're stepping into that role now, and people are starting to see you differently. That's the energy. It's because you reined in your emotions, and so everybody's noticed. You only make a move if when you're calm, and that makes a huge difference. So this is talking about your emotional foundation. If you're carrying burdens from other people, it's just too heavy. And you know, you have to let other people learn from their mistakes too. So you have to put it down, let them, you know, phone them up. I left your burdens out in the field. You might want to go pick them up. Don't expect people to be happy when you put down their burdens. When it's way easier for them if you carry it for them. It's a heavy load. So it's not like they're going to be happy that you put down those burdens, but that's not your problem. That's their problem. And that's between them and God, not between you and them. This is talking about creativity, romance, and children. So someone's walking away, and maybe you have children with someone. It's that kind of energy, and they're going off to be with the third party energy, or perhaps you're walking away because you want to have romance and children and that, and you feel like you're never going to have it with the partner that you're with now. The rebel with a cause is talking about your daily routine and habits and that kind of energy. So it's just saying maybe you were quite young when you got together with your current partner, or the one that you're letting go of, or that just let go of you, and you were a little bit immature to make such a strong commitment as marriage, or even getting into a business partnership. So this is talking about I feel like growing up. The Cancer energy is very much like around the age, you think of adolescent girls, and adolescent girls are very, very volatile emotionally. And a big part of that is because they're about to start their cycle a lot of the time at that age. And it causes, the hormones are like raging, and it causes a lot of ups and downs because they haven't learned how to deal with that kind of energy as of yet. And so they're, like it can be very up and down energy, like a roller coaster. And so this energy, though, that's when you learn to rein in your emotions and you learn to control that energy. So, it takes a bit of time to learn how to do that. And if you can do that, though, it's going to be huge. And it's also saying that the sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon. And at the time of the moon, like at the new moon coming up here, we're way more intuitive. And so this is a really, really good time right now, like, because we're moving into this energy and it lingers for about 3 days after. It's a really good to take action if you need to. Put those burdens down, sort through what you have, figure out where you're at, look at your harvest, go through it, make sure okay, this is what I have to work with, this is what I've let go of, and you'll then be able to take action in a strong way. And this is a really good time, like if you have a brilliant idea that just came to you, an aha moment, an epiphany. That's really common with this moving into this from Pisces to Aries energy. It's a good time to start brand new projects, and also it's to really discover how brave you really are, like having the courage to take a good look at your situation, take responsibility for your part, and then move forward from there. And this is the best time ever to be authentic. A lot of people are worried about the AI energy taking over their jobs and that, but what the qualities that each and every one of us have makes us an individual with our own way of bringing in beauty into the world. And a lot of people have the same qualities, but they don't have them in the same order, the same quantities. They didn't learn them the same way. So there's a vast difference between these differences, and these qualities, how they're presented in people. Be authentic. Be as authentic as you can be. That's the one way. Like a lot of people, even on YouTube with channels, a lot of people are concerned. Well, the AI channels are like they're able to pump them out, and they go and they take scripts, and then that people have put weeks of work into, and then change this up for me, AI, and they do that, and that's their script. But the thing is that the energy that you put into it when it's authentic, people can feel that, and AI doesn't have soul. So be as authentic as you can be so that you stand out. People are quite often want to blend in with their peers, and especially at that adolescent girl age. When I'm talking about the age of a sign like that, I'm not saying that that's a permanent thing. So this is something, though, that you need to understand that that's something you might need to work on, in particular if you're someone who's in the Cancer energy, because Cancer energy is very sensitive. And that sensitivity can be used to really tighten up your intuitive skills and be able to use them as a strong source of energy rather than it working against you. And so this is the energy of the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is sitting on her throne, and she has her left hand out, so she's willing to receive this fulfillment, but she also at the same time has her sword in her right hand. And she is not willing to put up with any bullshit from anyone. She's been there, she's done that, she has the t-shirt, she's got the souvenir, she has zero desire to repeat any bullshit that she's already been through. And if you should come into her and you're incorrect and you're going to try and pile some bullshit on her, she'll just off with your head. She won't even have a second's hesitation. And this is talking because she has her head above the clouds. She knows what she wants. She knows what she doesn't want. She's sorted through the harvest. She's laid down the burdens that aren't hers, and she's not interested in repeating the cycle. She wants to move forward. And so this is a really good place to be in external forces. She's considered sometimes to be like the coldest of the queens, but she wasn't always that way. She's that way right now because she is learning how to use her discernment. And, maybe she'll warm up after a while if people approach her correctly. Otherwise, don't bother. That's her attitude, and you can't blame her. She's been there, done that. And then we have this energy of the Four of Pentacles. So Pentacles in the tarot are representing health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional plane. A big part of happiness in the 3D world, of course, is you need to have money to meet your needs. Having said that, that's why the coin is representing the pentacle energy. It's the energy of Earth. But the thing is, you could have all the money in the world and you wouldn't be maybe necessarily living the lifestyle that you want to live. So the pentacles are more about lifestyle than just money. And this is talking about 3 levels of making money. This is like having safe money as a strong foundation to stand on. You're able to pay your bills, that kind of energy, but you don't have a whole lot left over to go after your heart's desires and your crown and glory. And so to get to the next level, sometimes you have to make calculated, and I do emphasize the word calculated risks that you've researched. And this person has their back to the city. And so quite often, it's really challenging to be a hero in your own hometown. So sometimes you have to turn your back on the people that you were raised with and not do business with them. They have a certain perception of you, that they've known you maybe since you were a child. And they quite often don't give you the same kind of room for improvement that you need right now to be able to move up to the next level. It's just a common thing. And so this is talking about, and this is in your commitments, partnerships, and relationships. So when you get into this energy and you start really working on that inner, shadow of yourself and improving yourself at every opportunity, you start to attract a different type of energy. And I feel that's what this is talking about. You maybe are at safe money right now and you want to go after your heart's desires now. This is in your position of commitments, partnerships, and marriage. So this is saying I want this now. Maybe down here I wasn't ready for it, but now I'm ready for it. I've done the work. I know what I want. And now you're attracting someone that actually also is in a vibration at the same energy. Before, you were attracting someone that didn't know for sure that that's what they wanted, because you didn't know for sure that's what you wanted, if that makes sense to you. And this is about transition. So this Three of Pentacles energy is saying you are now in an elevated position. People are noticing you're a leader. They're seeing, wow, they really do good work. You can count on them, etc. People want to collaborate with you. This energy is saying, though, be very careful who you collaborate with, because there could be people coming in that want to take advantage of the fact that of your work, and they aren't necessarily aligned with the same goals and aspirations you are for your lifestyle. And so quite often this can represent someone, like you see it in the entertainment business in particular a lot, where someone's a gifted actor or actress, a musician, etc., and people want to sign them up. But then you hear all these stories about them being breadcrumbed and everybody making money off them but themselves, and all messed up because they have to, their creativity is taken from them, because now they have to do things the way that they signed the contract. And it's like, no, you're not allowed to take your music in that direction. No, you're not allowed to experiment with sculpting when we signed you up to be a watercolor painter, and that's what you're going to be for the rest of your life. that kind of energy. And it can be like if you received your valedictorian of your class and there's people wanting you to come and work for them, but let's say some partners from a lawyer firm want you to come in and they're offering you a great deal. It's worth a lot of money, but they want you to work 80 hours a week, and you have a new family and you have small children and you want to be able to spend time with them through this window of time. And if you sign up with them, they're not going to care about that. It's like, no, you signed this contract for 80 hours a week, you're going to do it. Or there's going to be major consequences. This could be you're a really good athlete and there's 4 or 5 colleges or universities offering scholarships, and you have to be able to choose which one is most in alignment with your values, which school, which college is the one that's going to be the one that pushes you forward in the direction you want to go when it comes to your education. And then maybe it's even past that point where now you're being recognized as like, wow, you're good enough to be a pro athlete, and you've got actual teams approaching you, wanting you to play for their team at a pro level. And you might have 4 or 5 different options here, and like one might be somewhere in the cold and you don't want to live in the cold. it's offering more money, but you're not. I'd rather be in the so it's that kind of energy. And this also is my secret societies card. There's a lot of secret societies out there that are hungry for new talent, and you have to be very careful, because they are a secret society, which means they don't advertise that they're a secret society. And their group energy is much more important to them than any individual, including themselves. So when you sign up with them, you're signing up. They have their own rituals. They have their handshakes. They've got a lot of secret stuff going on, and you're not privy to it until you sign up with them. Then you find out. So you have to be really careful with this energy, making sure, like, there's all sorts of religions that are this way. There's like cults, there's different groups all over the place. And like this is a stone mason here, and the masons, they have the widespread energy, and they quite often have the cream of the crop working for them. But they have certain, like, when you sign up with them, or if you won't sign up with them, they don't like it. You have to do things the way that you signed the contract to do, and they're very serious about that. So it's not something that you take lightly. If you're in alignment with that, good, go for it. But if you're not, then you're going to be working 80 hours a week, even though you only want to work 40. And that can get old really quick, that you're going to do country music, even though you love rock and roll, because you signed up for that. It's that kind of energy. All right, we have the truth coming out, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And this is like talking about the truth being like a reward for delivered directly from the divine, revealing whatever the secrets are hidden, anything going on. And this is talking about in your higher learning. So once you know the truth will set you free. And once you know the truth, you can make stronger decisions about where you're going and where you don't want to go. This energy here is talking about justice. So justice is coming through from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. And this person, like this figure that has the sword of justice here, she does have her right foot forward. So when the judgment is made by on the spiritual realm, she comes in and delivers it. And this is karma. So a lot of people are think that karma is about punishment, but it actually is not about punishment. It's about cause and effect. So it's actions and inactions that you yourself took is directly causing karma for you. You knew better, but you did it anyway. Or you signed up without looking into it properly, and now you're stuck with it because you signed on the dotted line. This energy also is indirect karma. So your ancestors may not have been able to clean up their shift before they left across the veil, and now you're going to have to clean it up for them. And so because it goes down the bloodline. And so this energy is indirect, and it can also be through associations of other people. Like if you belong to a society and they have certain actions and you're part of that society, then you're part of the karma from the actions that society made. And then it's cause and effect. And then there's the karmic spaces, which every human being falls into very easily, because we're easily tempted, and it's hard out there. And so it's karmic spaces are generally, most people fall into most of them at one point in their life or another. It's whether or not you learn from it, really, and change how you handle it. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is talking about the energy of working on money. So this is actually physically making money, working on the physical coin. And so either you have just started a project and you're on the second coin and you have 6 to go, or you've already completed 6 and you have the 7th one you're working on, and then you only have 1 more after that and the project is finished. So that so this is when you really are focused, and this is in your blessings. So it's saying that there's going to be a lot of money coming in. You'll be lucrative for whatever work you get into here, or if you get into a relationship with a strong foundation, it's going to bring a really good, strong lifestyle for you. And then we have this energy of the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, she is known for being very resourceful. This is generational wealth. It's like a legacy that you could pass down to your children and your children's children. She prefers quality over quantity, and she's known for being able to make something out of nothing. She's very stable, someone that you can count on. You know, like if you work away from home, she's not gonna, while you're gone, be spending all your money and messing around. And the kids aren't fed kind of energy. You can count on the household being run to the best of her ability. And so this is the kind of energy that we're in right now. This, as I said, if you're in this energy of having a new project, or you've had an epiphany, really, this is a really good time to really look into that through logically and also intuitively. If you're leaving the reading here, thank you for your time and energy. Give it a like and comment if you've enjoyed it. Consider subscribing. You're very welcome. Also, I'm going to clarify for those of you who would like further clarification here. And I'm using my Oracle Tales from the Vector, Tails from the Vector. And I started this back in 2007. In 2020, I completed the 64th painting. And now I'm getting ready to bring the actual Oracle out in cards, but I'm working on the information that goes with it. So the numbers, oh, and I've grabbed the wrong deck here. I was wondering, hey, this doesn't feel right. All right, I'm a little distracted because my cat is being really silly. What is wrong with you? You've got the zoomies, you're running around like a maniac. She's just chasing after something I can't see, but that's the thing about cats. They have a tendency to be able to see things you can't. What a pain she's being, but she's being a pain through this reading for some reason. We'll figure it out as we go. Could you possibly control yourself now so that I can finish this reading? You've had your breakfast, like chill out. Jeez. She's supposed to be lowering our blood pressure, and I can feel mine rising. What a pain. All right, usually you're a good girl. Be a good girl. Yeah. All right. I'm so sorry. She's just so distracting. Like, she's literally flying off the furniture while I'm doing this reading. Sometimes cats, like, there could be some, I'm feeling this energy. It's almost like it's weird energy. It's like almost like giddy, Giddy, giddy energy. Maybe I'll look that up and see exactly what that word means, because it's the word that's coming to me. Giddy, I think, is kind of like when you can't stop laughing and you don't really know why, but you can just feel like this really good energy coming in. That's how I feel this reading is. So anyway, the numbers on these cards represent the energy of how my, or the numbers of how my paintings are listed in the gallery on my website. And my website tails from thevector.com. The information is in the description box below. I will put these cards, the numbers of the cards, in the order they appear, and then you can look them up if you would like to take a look. We have the Hangman energy. So there's some sort of energy that needs to be put in balance before you would accept an offer, and the king knows this. So the king must be savvy that you could be the king or someone is the king, and they could understand. Like the hangman, traditionally that energy represents, the hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge upside down to gain a totally different perspective. He wants to look at something from all angles to make sure he makes the right decision, and that's where that's this energy of really being into this energy of discernment. So in my oracle, this is a beautiful dragon, and she's doing a headstand on an echinacea flower. Echinacea is a very healing herb, and so it's talking about that, like taking some time for yourself to be able to chill out a little bit. We have the tower energy on this energy. So the tower is when it's a reality check, and generally the tower is, it hits at like, it's never a pleasant experience really for most people. It catches people by surprise quite often, but actually the universe has been whispering to you, hey, you might want to take a look at this. You don't listen. Then the universe gets a frying pan out and hits you over the head, whack. And you're like, ouch. But you still don't do something about it. And then the 2x4 comes out and you still don't. So then the lightning has to strike your tower, and you have to literally have your palace on fire, and people are falling out of it, and now you get it. Okay, I have to deal with this. So you don't need to have a tower. This is saying start dealing with it now. Every little step of action that you take to improve your situation is going to count, even if that is just doing the dishes. If you declutter your home, you're going to declutter your mind, and vice versa. So the Aries energy is coming in. So the Aries energy is representing the moon coming through here, the new moon energy. And of course, people who are in this kind of energy tend to really take it up a notch or two when the full moon and the new moon are about. And then we have the worldly and otherworldly desires. So this is going giving yourself total permission to go after your authentic desires. And that's what the king understands, that he doesn't want to put this offer of this cup forward until he can tell that you're ready to accept the offer. Because what's the point of putting it out there if he knows that you're in this energy right now? And then we have temperance, and temperance is about being devoted to your destined path, your path of glory. And so when you stick to that path, generally life becomes more easy, and you'll start to notice a flow coming through. Things start changing. And quite often when they're not, it's because we're carrying other people's burdens and we're not putting them down. And if the universe is kind of waiting for you to let go so that these people can receive their karma, so that your life can improve, but you're busy hanging on to them or something, or that old project that didn't work out or whatever. Maybe you need to take that old project and experiment and try doing it in a slightly different way, and if it works, then double up on that, and if it doesn't, maybe it's time to let it go. Degradation. So this is talking about, it degrades your energy for sure when you carry burdens from other people, and you're knowingly doing it, and so that because you love them or whatever, like that's not going to empower you, and it's not going to empower them. In the end, they're going to have to face their shift, just like you did, and like you are right now. And so the star energy is talking about choosing to be innocent, having the innocence of a child, and be in that energy rather than being bitter. I'd rather be better than bitter. But a lot of people will mistake that energy of innocence, which is a choice, for naivety. And sometimes there is naivety, but when the queen's in this, when this card shows up, there's not naivety here. This is about choosing, doing her best to choose not to be a bitter old bitch. She's just doing her best. So, she doesn't want to be bitter. She understands if she becomes bitter, it's going to make her life bitter. And she doesn't want that. So she's keeping her heart as open as she can, but she's being very discerning about whoever comes into her inner circle ever again in her life. This is so that she can be on a foolhardy journey. Foolhardy is when the fool takes off at the 0 point on a new cycle, and if you're on following your North Star on your destined path, you can anticipate a really good future. And then we have this energy of the ego. Actually, this goes here. So the ego is talking about keep your ego in check. And that goes for the queen as well. And this part of this energy, like a lot of times when spiritual people talk about the ego, they're not talking about being all boastful and stuff. It could be partly that, but it's also understanding that a lot of times your ego will say, well, you're just one person, what can you do? And you're not all that spirit, you don't have a soul, don't worry about it, sell it to the devil. That kind of energy. And so it's like, no, you are very powerful. Your thoughts have power, your words have power, so use them wisely. And that's when we have the Magician card coming in. This is talking about an energetic upgrade in the people that you have in your life, in particular those in your inner circle, partners in business, and in relationships, and also that significant other that might even be your spouse. You want to be your spouse, and then there's some sort of deception here, and quite often it relates back to that. So maybe someone that you have in your love life, like the third party energy that you didn't even know was there, because you're not the one who's enjoying the benefits. You're just you are in a state of deception, basically. And it's sitting right here on the Secret Society card, so they may be connected to that energy in some way. So just be aware of that. We have the Shooting Star energy, which is all about attitude. So this is, once you know the truth, it's way easier to have a strong attitude. This is about higher learning. So once you understand, that's why this is happening, then it's way easier to take the right moves. You can wish upon a star, but you can't just sit there and, I've been here for 4 years and nothing's happened. Yeah, no, you need to get up and do something. And then there could be people that are jealous of you. But you've already chosen, I'd rather be better than bitter. Jealousy is a karmic space, and it's kind of a funny karmic. We can even be jealous of our own selves. It's very common. We liked ourselves better when we were slimmer, like when we were 20 pounds lighter. We liked ourselves better when we had that really good job, the one that was paying well, and we got to travel. That kind of energy. So it's kind of like almost being jealous of who you used to be, or being jealous of who you want to be. or you can see, I have the potential to do that, but maybe you're not willing to do the work. But this person, it's saying you're willing to do the work to get where you're going. And this is Aquarius energy. So again, it's about that, being able to experiment a little bit, to see if I try this, if I do it this way, how is that going to work? If it works, double up on it, and if it doesn't work, then don't do it anymore. It's not going to empower you. And then we have also the dissension. And so this is saying, with friends like this, who needs enemies? You've been swimming with sharks. So put down their burdens, let them pick them up. You'll be amazed at how quickly that energy will shift for you. This has been a really good reading. I've enjoyed it a lot. I think this is really good advice, Cancer, for all of us, but in particular, take advantage of that strong connection you have to the moon, and get some of the answers that you're looking for here. I think you are there's a lot of potential here for you to step into some really brilliant new energy. All right, I do hope you've liked this, enjoyed this reading. Please give it a like and comment if you have. It really does help with the algorithm. I appreciate it. Consider subscribing if you resonate. I would be honored if you did so. I will be back. The next reading will be for the end of April. Bye for now.